thought when I retired from coaching, my days of giving speeches was over, but I guess not. How could I say no to Pat Ryan? Pat hates giving speeches, and I'm not a fan. When he first asked me in the spring, we started laughing about how short we could make our speech. Of course, eventually my speech became just, congrats. That's it. And his became thanks. We thought it was hilarious. But once I told my wife, I saw her face. And I realized it wasn't going to work. It was one of those you had to be there moments. I realized I was actually going to have to give a speech. So here it goes. I need to start off by congratulating all the inductees. I know most of them, and they are all well deserving of the honor, especially Pat Ryan, who is who I'm here for. Pat is deserving because he is a product of Florida wrestling. He is Florida wrestling. Pat started wrestling in elementary school for the Venice Wrestling Club. He wrestled throughout elementary and middle school all over Florida, throughout the southern states. Basically, from what I understand, kicking butt and taking names. He continued his career at Venice High School, qualifying for the state championships twice. I had the pleasure of coaching him his senior year when I came to Florida in 1990. He was an outstanding wrestler and natural leader, and I had a great time coaching him. Even though he had a very successful career as a wrestler, Pat really excelled as a coach. Pat started coaching the Venice Wrestling Club while he was still in high school and continued for more than a decade. Many of the wrestlers I eventually coached at Venice started their careers with Pat. The best decision I ever made as the head coach was hiring Pat as my assistant in 1994. Pat has that rare ability to coach any kid and get the best out of him. From the first-year kid who can barely tie his shoes to the best kid on the team trying to win a state title. I was lucky enough to coach 8 state champs. All of them were with Pat. At least 5 of them would not have won the title without Pat. Many times I would deal with the team as a whole while Pat gave the kids that one-on-one coaching to get to the top of the podium. When I left coaching in 2015, I could not have handed the program over to a better person. He is such an outstanding role model. Anyone associated with Pat is better for it, not just as a wrestler, but as a person. I told my kids that I was giving the speech, and of course my kids are like, Dad, you're probably going to cry. I'm like, I'm not going to cry. And they're like, Dad, you cried every stinking banquet. Of course you're going to cry. So, I'll do my best. All right, let me keep going here. Who would have guessed the skinny 125-pound kid with thick glasses that I met in 1990 would become the best friend I ever had? Pat is the most loyal and dependable person I've ever met, besides my wife. He has been a part of my life for 35 years. He has shared almost every important event, the good and the bad. I consider him my brother from another mother. He deserves this award more than anyone I know, and we love him. So Pat, as I said in the beginning, congrats.